Real estate ads are exploitative, says ASCI, Advertising Standards Council of India. In its half-yearly complaints report 24-25, the self-regulatory body ASCI had said that of all the 3,031 ads being investigated, around 34% were from the real estate sector alone. It was followed by 29% ads from illegal betting and 8% from the healthcare sector. I am Ravi Sinha and I have always been conscious of the fact that the builders would challenge such a claim tooth and nail. The developers that I have personally spoken to have either denied any such practices or worse even, have even questioned the legitimacy of ASCI. First, let me talk about the ASCI because its legitimacy is being challenged. The Advertising Standards Council of India is a voluntary independent organization. Its aim is to ensure advertisements in India are fair, honest and comply with the ASCI code. ASCI's decisions are non-binding on non-members unless they willingly accept its jurisdiction. As a private entity, ASCI cannot infringe on the legal business rights of non-members, which limits its regulatory reach. Earlier, the Bombay High Court in a judgment had observed that ASCI, being a private entity, lacks a statutory authority as per Article 12 of the Indian Constitution. Therefore, it cannot impose restrictions on the non-member plaintiffs' commercial advertisements under the guise of voluntary self-regulation. But the fact remains that misleading advertisements have not been able to challenge all the misleading advertisers have not been able to challenge ASCI for its objectivity. It is by and large accepted as a self-regulatory body because its findings are evidence-based. As per the latest findings, real estate emerges as the sector with the highest exploitation of advertising norms between April and September this year. The self-regulatory body has said that of all the 3,031 ads investigated, around 34% are from the real estate sector alone. It was followed by 29% ads from illegal betting and 8% from the healthcare sector. ASCI has said that for the real estate sector, 1,027 ads were shortlisted and sent to the Maharashtra Real Estate Regulatory Authority for review. 99% of the ads shortlisted were found to be in violation of the Maha-RERA Act. For violations, Maharashtra RERA penalized 628 real estate developers, imposing a total penalty of 88.90 lakhs. What is all the more important here is the fact that the ASCI has also said that in 53% of such cases, ASCI's findings were not challenged. There was prompt compliance with advertisers either modifying their ads to include the missing information or withdrawing them entirely. Hence, the Maha-RERA penalizing the defaulters and more than half of them either modifying or withdrawing ads is a clear case of admission of crime. But this is not the first time that real estate advertisements have been called out to be misleading. Even real estate regulator RERA has raised objections on such misleading ads by the real estate developers on many times. For example, RERA Haryana had earlier imposed penalty on real estate promoter for misleading in April this year. Haryana RERA Gurugram had imposed a penalty of 50 lakh rupees on a real estate promoter for publishing a misleading advertisements in an English daily about its real estate project Green Oaks. It is pertinent to note here that there are mandatory provisions under section 11/2 and 13/1 of the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016 that the developer has to properly describe the details in the advertisement, and flouting these norms are punishable offense under Section 61 of the RERA Act. But any home buyer with absolutely no background or legal understanding can apply some common sense to find that the real estate advertisements in this country are misleading. And this act of misleading the buyers starts much before the launch of the project. Even when the regulatory approval is not there, it starts through proxy websites for lead generation. Now, developer is safe here because somebody else has made a one-page website on his behalf and is taking expression of interest. Add to it the social media ads and fan pages, and there's a sizable set of gullible buyers who are getting trapped into misleading advertisements. For example, the ad would claim the distance from the project site to major landmarks of the city in just 15 minutes. Now, that is more often than not an aerial distance, and not every home buyer has the luxury of a private jet for day-to-day traveling. Advertisements are full of glossy rendered images of it as if some project this is some project in some developed part of the world and not India. It is also supplemented with flowery language that suggests a once in a lifetime kind of project. Claims like green living concept, ultra luxury, super luxury, smart homes, lifestyle homes, these are all misleading because the definition of these terms can vary a lot as they are not defined anywhere. But it seems to be attractive from the buyer perspective. State-of-the-art amenities are probably the most overused and abused claim in the marketing brochure of respective developers. Yes, there would be a gym, a swimming pool, and a tennis court, etc. But the question that is not answered is that will it be sufficient to serve the entire housing project? In most cases, it is not. Jargons like 80% open and green space does not define exact green area, nor does it define that the definition of open spaces include places like balconies and staircases. The green zone around the project that looks so very beautiful in the brochure can also be a drainage area with green bushes around. The artistically created project elevation or the sample flat pictures on the brochure are more often than not misleading to the common home buyers. And of course, now with the social media, developers don't mind advertising with their own employees and brokers as happy home buyers. Who is going to check out? Does a common home buyer have got the bandwidth to do that? My view has always been that misleading advertisements are as much a crime in this business as unfair contract. This is because it's a business, real estate is a business which collects public deposit first and then makes the product. Unless the law strictly defines and, more importantly, acts against such misleading advertisements, nothing is going to change on the ground. A small fine here and there is not a deterrence in a high value and high profit business of real estate. Will ASCI's latest finding make any difference to the business of real estate? Will developers stop advertising and misleading the buyers? Well, my guess is as good as yours. Thanks for watching.